On November 5th, 2021, the Astroworld Festival turned into a living nightmare as 10 people lost their lives and hundreds were injured. But amidst the chaos and tragedy stood one man, Travis Scott. In this video, we'll go over what went wrong and how it could have been prevented, and how it affected Travis and his music career. This is not just a story of loss and hardship, but it's one of how Travis eventually reconciled with his actions. Astroworld is an album by rapper-producer Jacques Webster, known by the stage name Travis Scott. Astroworld was released in late 2018 and has set multiple personal records for Travis, as it sold over 500,000 copies first week. Many remember this album for its chart-topping singles, especially Sicko Mode, which currently has close to 2 billion streams on Spotify and is certified diamond. It's unquestionable that Astroworld marks an astonishing feat, a milestone that only 1% of artists even dare to fathom accomplishing. And Travis stood at the pinnacle. For a brief moment, Travis was on top of the world, achieving such great success without any controversial occurrences, which is relatively unheard of, especially when compared to Kanye's progressively worsening scandals. While many artists harbor hidden skeletons, Travis, a Houston-born artist, emerged clean, his creative inspiration drawn noticeably from the likes of Kanye and Cudi. And yet Travis maintained a relatively unblemished image. Astroworld propelled Travis to the pinnacle of his career. However, the soaring prominence was short-lived.
Houston police releasing their detailed report into the Astroworld tragedy, where 10 people have died at a Travis Scott concert.
9 people have lost their lives as a result of the chaos that unfolded a week ago today. Well, we do have a new report to bring you from our Fox 26 Houston team. New audio is outlining the disturbing moments before and during the Astroworld Music Festival 1 week ago today.
The concert's still going on. The crowd is compressing, it's compressing, and the intel we're getting is that the barricade might be compromised or being compromised. So the crowd is compressing.
At 9:38, Houston PD and firefighters responded to a mass casualty event at the Astroworld Festival, where people were being crushed against the stage and many had already collapsed.
I just want to send out prayers to the ones that was lost last night. We're actually working right now to identify the families so we can help assist them through this tough time. You know, my fans really mean the world to me.
Travis Scott originally went on tour in 2018 and ended his tour in 2019. But there was a festival that was held in 2021 after the events of COVID. The festival was intended to celebrate the culture of Houston and pay homage to the now closed theme park of the same name. Thousands of fans gathered to enjoy the music and the festivities. However, it's apparent that the planning for the event didn't proceed properly, as there was a multitude of safety concerns, from untrained security to the Houston police chief. It's clear that the festival wasn't set up properly and didn't have a dedicated or proper plan in place to prevent tragedy like this. In fact, a security guard quit prior to the show's opening, as he listed concerns for the opening of the concert to his supervisors, which brushed it off and fell to deaf ears.
A man hired to work security for the event says he quit that morning over concerns of lack of training and staffing issues that made him question his own safety.
The morning of the event, before we were dropped off to our respective stations, we walked around the perimeter of the venue, and although I did see a decent amount of police presence, I still didn't feel like there was enough presence for the amount of people that were expected. And I had overheard some other people, mentioning online and in person that there was a plan to storm the gates. And I mentioned that to my superiors, but it seemed like it fell on deaf ears.
Houston Police Chief Troy Finner mentioned to Travis prior to the event that he had concerns of the safety of the event. November 5th, 2021 is a date that would be forever left within the grasps of infamy, in which the much anticipated Astroworld Festival took place. Fans had begun lining up at 3 a.m. for the festival's 10 a.m. opening. And from the beginning, it was clear that the security arrangements were far from adequate. Videos captured at the entrance depicted an unprepared security team confronted by a surging mob, the same mob in which ex-security guard for the event, Darius Williams, had warned his supervisors about. Another video showed the overflow of fans squeezing through the entrance as security couldn't do much but watch it happen, and you can see multiple people being trampled by others. Yet this was just the beginning, the initial chapter of a catastrophic series of events that led to 10 people dead. The festival boasted 2 stages. The main stage held Travis Scott's much-awaited performance, while the second stage hosted the lineup of opening acts from SZA to Lil Baby. The main entrance is marked in blue, whilst the VIP entrance is marked in orange here. Before the main event even took place, the toll of the uncontrolled crowd was evident. It was approximately 4:20 when a large group charged the main gate unsuccessfully. Houston police reports of fence damage from individuals jumping the fence. And at around 4:54, Houston police reports of dangerous crowd conditions at stage 2. At around 5:05, the stages were approximately 2/3 full, 26,000 of which security had scanned, but around 3,000 to 5,000 had not been scanned. But these incidents were merely a prelude to the unfolding tragedy. As the performances concluded on the secondary stage, a surge of eager fans rushed towards the primary stage, keenly anticipating Travis Scott's performance. Travis Scott began performing at around 9:02, and all was going well. It's unclear at what times, but Travis had to stop the performance multiple times in order to make sure that the crowd was doing alright.
Somebody help him. Somebody pass out right here. Help him out. Somebody pass out right here. Hold on, don't touch him, don't touch him. Everybody just back up. Security, somebody help jump in real quick.
But little did Travis know about what was happening within the crowd that night. As the mass amount of 50,000 fans had begun to compress, multiple concert goers had reported on how cramped the crowd actually was.
5 seconds, the trajectory of 12 randomly selected people is similar. Evidence, he said, that the people were being pushed in the same direction by the tide of the crowd, losing control of independent movement and not merely moving to the music.
One notable report said that when they raised their arms to the music, they couldn't put them back down after the fact, as the void had been filled by other people. At around 9:30 to 9:32, concert attendees had reported unconscious bodies and people piling up on each other. 2 concert attendees desperately climbed a camera platform in order to stop the show in any way they could, as they noted that people were dying from the crowded conditions. At one point, an ambulance drove within the middle of the crowd, and Travis stopped the concert just to make sure everything was alright. At around 9:47, the Southeast Texas Regional Advisory Council, or SEDTRAC, made a somber declaration: a mass casualty event. Most critics of Travis's handling of the event say that he should have stopped the event way earlier, and it's easy to see why they'd say that, as the concert officially ended at 10:10, close to 30 minutes after the mass casualty event was announced. It's tough for me to say that Travis is entirely to blame here. He got an event planning company to handle the parts of the concert that needed fixing, and it could have helped if he got more opinions on this subject, but Houston didn't make a rule or a suggestion. It's clear to me that if Travis had a chance to do it all over again, he would have mitigated the risks and made the concert safer for everyone involved. While some individuals point out Travis's history of chaotic behavior during concerts, Travis does have a history of inciting injuries at concerts, posting them on Instagram as badges of honor for his fans. I have no doubt in my mind that Travis does feel remorseful and wish he could turn back time. In addition to the complex dynamics involving Travis Scott and the event planning, the tragedy reveals some important insights from physics and crowd behavior studies. According to an early report by the Washington Post, indications suggest that the crowd had already spiraled out of control before the event even began. A study tracked the movements of 12 different individuals located across various dispersed sections of the crowd. Surprisingly, they were all moving in the same direction, which aligns with the patterns leading to the crushing incident and subsequent deaths. This phenomena is not uncommon, as discussed by Sam from Wendover Productions in a video on crowd control. Sam highlighted the challenges of managing crowds by presenting a fictional scenario involving a Black Friday sale for a highly sought-after game console. In this scenario, a store with limited units is situated in a narrow alley, drawing around 500 customers into a confined space. Despite the presence of 2 security guards at the store's entrance, the scarcity of the consoles leads to people in the back of the crowd pushing and compressing the inner crowd, which leads to a crushing incident. This scenario serves as a clear illustration of how even seemingly manageable situations can escalate into uncontrollable chaos within a crowd. Following the regrettable turn of events, Travis took to Instagram to express his apologies and condolences to the families who lost loved ones at the concert. However, his apology received criticism from both the internet and media, with many perceiving it as half-hearted and poorly framed.
Anytime I can make out, anything that's going on, I stop the show and, help them get the help they need, I could just never imagine the severity of the situation. We've been working closely with everyone to just try to get to the bottom of this. The City of Houston, HPD, Fire Department, everyone to, help us figure this out. So if you have any information, please just contact your local authorities.
In a conversation with Charlemagne, Travis addressed the backlash against his initial apology.
What headspace were you in when you posted that initial response video?
I was just in a headspace of just trying to get a communication out to my fans. I had little to no information, so I was just trying to figure it out and just communicate to them,
Do you regret that initial video? Do you regret reacting in that way, or not having all the information before you said something?
I mean, my true intentions of it, was really just trying to get a message across and, really wanted to just touch to the fans, touch to the families, that we here, we grieving, and we'll get through this, through this process.
He also shared the emotional toll the incident had on him, highlighting the deep connection he has always felt with his fans. Travis acknowledged the pain experienced by fans, their families, and the broader community, emphasizing that it was a distressing moment for all involved.
Yeah, people said they collectively heard folks screaming help every time you stopped the song to get your attention. Did you hear any of those screams?
Nah, man. And you know, it's so crazy because I'm that artist too. Like, you know, anytime you can hear something like that, you want to stop the show. You want to make sure, you know, fans get the proper attention they need, you know. And anytime I could see anything like that, I did, you know. You know, I stopped it like a couple times to just make sure everybody was okay. And I just really just go off the, you know, the fans' energy as a collective, you know, call and response. And I just didn't hear that. You know, I got music, I got my in-ears, but I just didn't hear that, you know.
I can only imagine the profound emotions that Travis experienced following the tragic events that unfolded. Being a father himself and knowing that one of the fans who suffered was a 9-year-old named Ezra Blunt, it must have been an agonizing moment for him, considering that Travis also has a young child who was around 3 to 4 years old at the time. The weight of Ezra's loss must have particularly been devastating. In Travis's most recent album, Utopia, he addressed this tragic incident. In the track, he shares the emotional toll and his feelings about the incident, saying, Travis pledged to donate $5 million to make festivals more safe, as well as multiple artists donated their earnings from the event to help the families that lost loved ones during the event. Travis has also offered to pay for the families' funerals, but most of them declined. Travis has also launched an event safety initiative project. Project HEAL is a multi-pronged, community-focused charity initiative that also involves a plan to fund an event safety task force. But considering this is not even the first crowd crush incident that has led to a loss of lives, Travis shouldn't even have to make this initiative, as protocols should already be in place within the US. Overall, the tragic events at the Astroworld Festival on November 5th, 2021 were a deeply complex and multifaceted occurrence, and assigning blame to solely Travis is a challenging endeavor, as Travis, a father himself, likely experienced a profound sense of guilt and remorse for the lives lost, including that of 9-year-old Ezra Blunt. Travis's commitment to addressing issues during his concerts and the complexity of the crowd behavior highlight the intricate dynamics at play on that fateful night. The tragedy transcended the realm of music and delved into the realm of physics and crowd control, revealing how seemingly manageable situations can spiral into chaos when certain conditions are met. Travis was once an artist on top of the world, securing brand deals from McDonald's and Nike, but now he has fallen. And with the severity of this incident, he's trying to recover as best as he can. With his newest album putting him back on the map again, Travis is set to dominate the rest of the rap industry again, with Utopia amassing almost 500,000 copies first week, which is close to Sicko Mode's success. But considering how much controversy he's been through, it's no surprise that he has had a dip in sales. For this video, I partnered with the Red Cross. For those who don't know, the Red Cross provides aid in humanitarian missions across the globe. They provide emergency responses. For example, immediately after the Astroworld incident, the American Red Cross would have activated its local chapters and disaster response teams to assess the situation. Thank you for watching this video, and rest in peace to those who tragically died at the Astroworld Festival.